Hello, I'm Carol Adams. I'm the director and founder of the Youth Encouragement Services program called YES. We have several different parts. We help children that are in their own homes and villages. Some of these children are child-headed families. Others are many children being cared for by one grandmother or one auntie. There are so many orphans, there are just not enough people to take care of them. So we help them with school fees, school uniforms and supplies, medical care if they get sick, and many different things to keep the children going and give them a chance for the future. We're also trying to set families up with better agricultural methods. I started it in 1996. At that time it was under the Church of Uganda, but in 2004 I decided to form an NGO, a non-government organization, and that is when YES was founded, but already the same program that had been running. We have 3 nurses that work there full-time. We've got a staff of cleaning ladies, cooks, and what we call shamba men who keep the grounds clean. I'm very proud of Dr. Moses McGezzy. He's one of my first boys, and I had him grow up in my house all through secondary school. I took him in until we could find him a rental, but he was such a good young man, I never bothered to find him a rental. He finished his A levels, went to Ukraine and studied to become a doctor. He's now home with his Ukrainian wife and his little girl, and he's practicing medicine in Lasaka. He was offered positions in the United States, but he said he has studied so he can help his people, not so he can live well. Here he does not live well, can't afford much of a house. Sometimes the salary is late, but he's here to help his people. We have several other graduates, or many, we have over 400. Some are nurses, there's many different positions. Christopher Atigeta is visiting us now. He's from California. He just finished Berkeley University in first position in engineering. He comes back quite often and tries to help his people back here. He was raised by a deaf and dumb grandmother deep in the village, as Moses was raised in very, very poor background as well. The thoughts for it came in 2004. The construction was finished and was opened in the end of 2006, but because of governments refusing to sign, government officials refusing to sign all the needed papers, the children didn't come in until early 2007. And that's when we've been operating fully, filled with 30 children right away. All except one who is still too young. They get up early in the morning and get their breakfast, which most kids in Uganda don't get breakfast, but our kids get their breakfast and they get their medicines. They're on ARV medicines. After that, they get prepared and go to school. The younger ones come home during the midday, and the older ones don't get home until past 5 in the afternoon. Some of them then play with the balls and different toys and different things for a while. Then they have to have some study time. Then first thing when they get home, they get snacks, more food. They get all the food they can handle. Then they have to have some study time, some play time, and of course their supper and bathing. So they have a scheduled life, but they have many things that go on throughout that life. Okay, the farm we purchased a couple of years ago now, and now we have an older man who is managing the farm and doing a really wonderful job. We're trying to open more and more land to grow more food, so the cost of feeding the children won't be nearly as high. We're growing corn and beans and many vegetables such as tomatoes, onions, watermelon that the kids love, a matoke, which is a food that the children are very used to here. It's a plantain banana, and many, many things to help save the cost of buying food. The hostel downstairs, it's on 2 stories, has 56 beds in a large area, and a kitchen where people are able to cook, and outside grassy area where they can set up tents if they prefer. That's helping bring in funds. The 2nd floor, we have a conference hall that many different organizations rent out by the day, and that brings in money. We also have the office, which we're sitting in right now, several offices, a computer training room, and my own home. This was built with money my late brother left me that I hadn't expected, but this has been a really good investment, I feel. Okay, we purchased the van from donations from Ireland mostly. The idea was to take the children places, but then we got to realize the children don't go that many places all the time. So in between, we rent it out to tour guide people, and that again makes more income to help run the program, pay salaries for the people and things.